Hello, I'm Bob Martin, and I had a lot of requests about this air launcher that I have made. We call it the candy cannon here in Honduras, but it's a very simple, very safe way to launch candy up over the children like a big umbrella. The kids love it, and it works really, really well. It launches candy up 75 to 100 feet in the air and then rains down on the children. Really nice. So this is what I use. This is a 3-inch piece of Schedule 40 PVC. You cannot use the thin wall. If you use a thin wall, it will blow out. So you gotta use Schedule 40, rated to 150 pounds pressure. The bottom end is very simple. You put a end cap on, and then when you come up here to the valve, you put an air valve that is used in almost every vehicle's wheels and tires. You drill a 1/2-inch hole here, and then you put it inside and pop it up through. You just pull it on through and it'll seal before you put the rest together. And then we go to a 3-inch coupler, and then reducers to the whatever size of valve you use. You have to use a metal valve. You cannot use a plastic one. You cannot turn it fast enough to let the air go through quick enough. With the lever, it's instant. And so you want to use, I have an 1.25-inch valve here. You can use 1.5 inches. 2-inch is probably even better because you let as much air through as fast as possible. And so that's the very basic setup of the launcher. Now the barrels, I have several different barrels here. This is the candy barrel. This here's a 3-inch Schedule 40 again, with all the reducers and stuff to be able to turn into the valve. But to put candy in this one, you need it works best to put a cloth in first, because if you don't, then the air is pushing up through the candy itself and doesn't get as much pressure. And then you just load the candy in by the handfuls, and as you go in, you have to pack it down. Once you get up to the top, you can push it in and get it as tight as possible, because the tighter it is, the further it'll launch. One thing you got to be careful with, I have in this bag these lollipops. These lollipops will come down like little missiles and hit kids on the head, and that's not good. So these hurt when so you want to pull all these type of lollipops out. The flat lollipops, that's not a problem. They come down softly, they do not hurt the children. But I use, as much as possible, the littler candies, and you just pack it as full as you can. And when you pull that lever, it will go. I will show you later this morning. We're going to be doing it at a children's party, and I'll have part of that video there too. The other barrels I have here are for launching different things. You can make whatever setup you want. You can launch whatever you want. I have this one here is a smaller one, and I actually made rockets to put on and launch the rockets. The kids love that. I launch them, they go running after them. It's a fun time. These here you can put bean bags in, or whatever you can find to put in a barrel, but be very safe with it. Watch where you're aiming, because they come out of this, out of the barrels very, very fast. I put, depending on what I want to do, we're around 100 pounds of air pressure in these. If you put 120 in, which it'll easily take 120, then it really goes. But for as far as a candy cannon, 100 pounds pressure is sufficient and sends it up really well. So from 80 to 120 pounds pressure for depending on what you want to launch. So that's the very basic and simple way to make an air launcher. God bless.